Hello, thank you for tuning in to this week's read. These readings are valid for whenever you come to them. For this installment, the tarot cards I'm using are the Gilded Tarot Royale by Ciro Marchetti. Is it Ciro? Yep. And then text by Barbara Moore. Where is the website? Is it at the bottom? Yeah. Social media links and all that good stuff is at the bottom. I don't remember what it is. I want to say it's like Hay House or something, or is that U.S. Games? Llewellyn. Should be right there. Is it Llewellyn? Llewellyn. You saw it. Supportive Oracle cards. You are Clairvoyant Oracle cards by Belinda Grace. Illustrations by Elaine Marzin. Website on the back here, rockpoolpublishing.com.au. A as an apple, U as an umbrella. Freeze frame on that and check it out if you're interested. The dice I use a 22-sided dice for the major arcana. I substitute 22 for 0 for the Fool. And then I use 14-sided dice for the minor arcana, and I use a 4-sided dice to choose the element. This is where they came from. The dice shop and the website is mathartfun.com. Feel free to check that out if you are so interested. That being said, if you'd like a reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James the number 4, astral@gmail.com. If you're interested in the donation information, that's below, same email. And with that out of the way, let's go on to your reading. Hello, Gemini. Thank you very much for tuning in to this week's read. These readings are valid for when you come to them. That being said, what do we have for Gemini? So Gemini's and Aries. Ooh, your card came out, the Lovers. Okay, so I'm not really sure what's going on just yet. It feels good, but a lot of these cards, they don't seem like they'd be compatible with what Gemini really wants. But why is this? This seems to be. Well, let's get a little deeper into it. Let's put down these cards, because like it's already kind of pulling me in, and I feel like they're saying it's the context. You got to get into the context first. So your card is here. This is your card, the Lover's card. Granted, this could be a relationship situation, possibly. Could be business, could be a social connection, whatever it is for you. I don't know why I'm reluctant to say this, but I feel like this is a situation of your own design. So, for whatever it is, I feel like what they're saying is like, you created this. I don't know exactly what they mean by that, other than that's what we're starting with. You made choices to get yourself involved here, and you are effective in moving pieces around the board the way you want them to move. I don't think that's bad. I also feel like there's kind of like... I just feel like there's kind of like this weird energy, kind of like... It feels heavy all of a sudden. It's kind of like when I realized that not only I got into this because I wanted to, but that, you know what, actually I am quite effective in getting things where I want them to go. All of a sudden the energy does feel a little heavy, like acknowledging that. It's kind of like, yeah, I actually think I am in control here. It's weird. I don't know why it just switches like that. I don't think it's bad, because I feel like, even though there's like a little bit of like, okay, yeah, that's true, I also feel like I love it. Whatever this is, I feel like this is exactly what I want, which is like scars and all. Is the situation perfect? No. But I feel like also when you got into this, it wasn't perfect when you got into it. You didn't expect it to ever become perfect or anywhere near to it. But you're like, I wanted to be a part of this situation. I thought I could maneuver myself into it in a way that I would enjoy. And as enjoyable as it can be, I'm there. Okay. We like that. I don't see any problem with that. There's a quiet moment here. There is a quiet moment here. The thing is with Gemini, I'm seeing that other card over there. We're not there yet, though. The thing is with Gemini, it seems to me that a lot of times people underestimate Gemini. Gemini is very smart and can do a lot of things. I just feel like it takes somebody of your intelligence that can either match or get into that energy to understand what you're really capable of and how smart you really are. If people aren't also intelligent, if they're not your level of intelligence, it tends to they just tend to not take you seriously and just discount you or dismiss you. If that's happening here, I feel like it's not a new thing and that you've just moved it to your advantage. Kind of like, all right, they're going to do that. I'm going to do this way, and then I don't have to worry about that. So they're going to do it anyway. I'm just going to use it to my advantage, and I feel like you have. There's a lot going on, but a lot that's staying the same at the same time. So it's kind of like, I feel like if I'm looking at a house, I'm not doing any renovations in the sense of like changing where the stairs are or how big rooms are. I might be like changing like the aesthetics inside. I might be changing the colors. I might be changing the linens to different linens. You know, it's kind of like if you think about it in like a holiday sense or like a seasonal sense. I just had this conversation last night with a friend of mine. It's like per the season, you just keep changing things. Maybe you'll get new decorations to put up there, but it's always the same house. It's always the same layout. But you make it different. You make it fresh. You move things around. You change the layout of the furniture, stuff like that. So this situation, that's the movement within it. You keep moving things around as much as possible, but the structure stays the same. It seems to keep you moving. It seems to keep you happy at the moment. You seem to be like, yep, this is where I wanted to be, and this is a little bit different. And the way it's going, I'm used to doing it the way I want to. If there's certain people that I don't want to deal with, I just stay out of the room that they're in for the time being, and I go back into that room when they're gone if there's something I want there. Fine, seems cool. Now, here's where the issue comes in. If this is hitting, of course, because it's a general read. The Hanged Man shows up. All of a sudden, things get really predictable. And they get predictable. I get the word predictable is the strongest connection I have to it. It doesn't mean things here are not changing at all, but it's kind of like they're going towards a pattern now. And it's almost like, all right, we went through the seasons, but now all of a sudden I can't get new things as well. And it just seems like I could switch out the decorations, but it's the same decorations every time. And like even though I put them in different places, I feel like at this point I've had them in most places, and it doesn't feel as fresh or new as it used to. It doesn't feel that way anymore. It doesn't feel like I can keep the movement within this static situation the way I want it to. And it's starting to feel very stuck. It is starting to feel very stuck. Other people might not see it, but to you see it. So this moment is coming. Okay, so that's going to help this. They're warning you to keep your happiness, to keep the happiness you have. I know this is going to be weird, but all right. To keep the happiness you have, you got to risk the happiness in the moment. So, Two of Wands and the Hierophant. You got to be careful not to just have a random moment and just change things dramatically. Because I feel like when it gets really stagnant and really boring, you're very motivated to just kind of like mess it up. Kind of like, maybe I'll just make a big mess, and then we have to clean it up, and then things have to be a little bit new. It reminds me of a younger person, and when I say younger, like a teenager, who's kind of like, things got really stale, so you know what I did? I broke some things. Maybe I broke the microwave. I broke one of the window panes, so that things have to be changed now. We have to get new things anyway. So while we're doing that, maybe I can get some new things that I want too. Not that you're going to literally break things, but you know what I mean. Other people might react to them, whatever these changes are, as if you did. Doesn't mean you literally do that, but people may have a reaction as if you did things like that, like you broke the microwave, then you broke a window pane. You're not doing anything that drastic, but you know, if you think about it, if you have kids or like, you know, you have somebody you live with and they did something like they wanted a new microwave, so they broke it, they wanted to change like the size of the window, so they broke the window pane, so it has to be fixed anyway. You know what I mean? That would be very dramatic, very, very over the top. Doesn't mean you're doing things to that level, but people are going to react to it as if. Don't go that direction. Okay? Because they feel like they're saying this is the way. If you do it that way, it's kind of like I just did crazy things just to make change happen. Don't do that. Even if you're more on the down low about it, kind of like I'm making things happen, and people don't realize that maybe I broke the microwave or I broke the window pane. Even if people don't realize you did that, there's going to be this trauma response to it in a way, and it's not going to work. It's not going to work well. Because I feel like people are going to take over and they're going to put it back the way it was. It's almost like somebody broke the microwave. Instead of getting a whole different type of microwave with better things, they literally got the same thing and put it back. Same thing with the window pane. Instead of like taking this opportunity, since it's broken anyway, let's put the one we want in there. They're like, no, we're just going to fix that pane to go back to the way it was before it got broke. So I feel like that's what they're saying. Don't go that route because it's not gonna go where you want it to. What they're saying to do, Page of Fire reversed. Okay. The High Priestess, and then you got the Emperor, and you got this Oneness. The Emperor gets what the Emperor wants. And what they're saying to do with this situation is kind of like, you know, so we want the window to be a different window, right? We start getting pricing, we start having people come in to measure the window, and we start getting pricing on it. We start getting information about a new microwave that we want, and we're starting to look at sales and stuff like that, and when's it going to go on sale. And we make this information very public. That's the Oneness. Like, most of us have social media nowadays. So as you're doing this, you're posting it on social media, what you're doing, what you're finding. Does anybody else know anything this? Anybody else know anything that? There will be a little bit of conflict with that. But when people realize that you're moving forward with things, I feel like that's going to trigger it to actually keep going. Because I feel like you get support with this. Especially like if you're like getting pricing for like, if it's like a monetary thing and you're getting pricing and you're showing like, oh look, it's really advantageous if we do it now for this, or it's really advantageous if we do that right now, it's definitely something we can do. And you have that social connection with it. That Oneness is telling me there's a social connection. Other people are going to want to do that stuff too, and it's going to kind of bring the momentum forward. It's going to pull it forward in like a group effort. Keep putting out there like what you want, and back it up with like, oh, I found this, or oh, I found that, and oh, this is a possibility here. Originally I wanted that microwave, but look what this one can do, and actually that's still in the same price range. Look at all these things we could do. Look how life could go better. Look how much more functionality we could get out of this. And keep posting it, or keep people in connection with it. Even if somebody says, well, we're not going to do that, Gemini. Oh, I'm just going to keep looking anyway. You know, it's always good to window shop. It's going to push things forward anyway. Even if people are saying, you know what, you're wasting your time, Gemini, that's not going to happen. Oh, okay, well, I'm just window shopping, and keep doing it. It will create its own momentum forward. That energy will get you where you want to go. There is, I keep seeing this, and I know that there's some type of ally here, but with the meditation and the Queen of Swords is very, very, very skilled at communication. Without even saying a word, can say a lot. And can move behind the scenes without anybody knowing the difference. So I feel like there's an ally here, but I'm wondering if they don't want to come forward and let you know they're on your side, but they're seeming to be on your side. This might also be a fair weather friend, in the sense of like when things are going the way they want them to go, they're compatible with you. If they're going a direction they don't want to go, they don't know who you are. They never met you before in their life. It could be like when I say fair weather friend. It could be something like that, because it moves very quietly in the background, but it's extremely effective. Usually Gemini will pick up on when somebody's doing stuff like that. I'm sure not always, but usually. That energy is going to kick things forward for you. It's almost like you wanted this microwave and maybe a couple relatives go in on a gift for you. and all of a sudden you have this microwave. It could be something like that. Or somebody else is like, you know, there's a deal or there's something moving forward in your respect in the way you want. So that's not the end of the story. there's more after this, just to be fair. So the reason I'm saying it's not the end of the story is because there's going to be people who are going to be bent out of shape that this moved forward, and they're going to look at it like, how did Gemini get what they want? Why is anybody even listening to Gemini? I feel like somebody's having that reaction here. Why did Gemini get what they want, and why is anyone even listening to Gemini? I feel like it's rude like that. You know, that's not nice, obviously. Like, what are you supposed to do with that? I feel like it's just flat out rude. Like, I feel like somebody's just being flat out rude. Like, because they're upset that you got something that you wanted. Try to stay away from it, if possible. You do what you do best and keep the mystery in the situation. You can keep people confused if you want to. Gemini can do that. I feel like that's an attribute. If people get a little bit much, you can confuse them to get out of your way, or at least to leave you alone for a little while. Do it. Especially if somebody is being mean to you or nasty to you, confuse them to get them off your back. Make the situation too confusing to where they just want to walk away from you anyway. I don't see a problem in that, especially if they're being nasty to you. Because what comes after this, as I feel that energy comes back again, and more is going to come out of this. Because whoever this energy is that tries to work in the shadows, I feel like you might have an inkling. You might even know it. You might even see it. The majority of people will not. And that should be obvious too. That energy comes back. And I feel like, ironically, if you're treated bad, because I keep feeling like you're going to be, this energy seems to kind of like have more compassion for you. It doesn't feel like that was right how you were treated. Opens more doors. This energy might come forward stronger after this, and I do see like there's a lot of things changing after this, a lot of quick changes, a lot of this person, whoever this is, taking the lead and kind of like suppressing other people that they think are negative. How does that directly affect Gemini? I was really not expecting this to go to that part. I feel like I just kind of take it for the moments that it happens, and I just stay on good terms with this person. I feel like you're just going to just stay on good terms with them. You don't have to do anything. I got the Temperance card reversed, which is telling me just like watch what they do, pay attention to what they do, maybe don't really like talk to them, stay on good terms with them, but whatever they're going to do, let them do what they want to do. You don't have to be involved. I don't think they want you involved. Whatever it is. You just want to be included in the information. You don't want to actually carry out what's going on here. I don't think they want you to carry it out either. But there's a lot of things that they're going to move forward very quickly with the information that you know, and they feel like you have a lot of good ideas. I feel like, again, we're going to go back to that microwave analogy. Kind of like, oh, you know, Gemini, that's an awesome idea. I think that's perfect. I think we do need that extra functionality. I feel like we need the extra space. We need a bigger one. We need one that's going to fit in this one space and not that other space. They like what you're saying. They like the information. They don't really want you to do anything other than give the information and keep researching. So, like, do the research type thing. But they don't want you to physically stand up and, like, pick up the microwave or go buy the microwave or, you know, pick it up or move it physically. You know what I'm saying? That's an interesting turn of events at the end there. I don't think it's bad. I feel like it's compatible with you. But there seems to be this energy when we get to that part, like, oh, okay, I gotta make sure I go drive to the store and get what they want so they realize we're on the same page. Just listen to them and give information. It should be all communication. It should be research and communication on your side. Not like physically going to the store, picking up the item, dragging it back home, plugging it in, cleaning it up, all that stuff. You shouldn't be doing that part. You should be the information part. All right, I think we're there. I'm going to shut this down here. I hope that helps. Thank you for watching. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James the number 4, astral@gmail.com. If you're interested in the donation information, that's below. Same email. Thank you very much for watching, and have a great day.